YouTube, my name is Mesa Sean, and welcome back to another Destiny 2 DLC Shadowkeep news video. The news just keeps on rolling out from Polygon. We have another quick article to go over where they talk to Luke Smith and also Mark Noseworthy from Bungie. If you enjoy my content, please hit that like button. It does help me out, and subscribe if you're not a subscriber. So let's get into it. Now, TimeSplitter01 over on Twitter sent this to me, and it was titled, Bungie Talks Destiny 2 Shadowkeep Scope, Returning Destiny 1 Locations. And the article is titled, Bungie Shadowkeep will be a Rise of Iron Plus sized, but cannot grow infinitely, or can't grow infinitely. Shadowkeep is more like the original Destiny's final expansion. So let's get into this article, and some of it I will paraphrase and some I'll just read verbatim. So we know with Forsaken, we got some new worlds, we got a new enemy subrace, and we got a new game mode. Well, in comparison, Destiny 2's Fall 2019 expansion, Shadowkeep, won't have a new mode or supers for players to experiment with. Instead, its focus is on bringing back the moon from the original Destiny. Before Bungie launches Shadowkeep later this year, Destiny's franchise director Luke Smith and general manager Mark Noseworthy sat down with Polygon to discuss Shadowkeep's scope and the limitations of bringing old worlds back to Destiny 2. When Polygon asked Mark Noseworthy and Luke Smith if Shadowkeep will have an equivalent to Forsaken's Dreaming City, an endgame only planet for people to explore after the campaign, the two developers set the record straight on the scale. Forsaken was a huge expansion pack for Destiny 2, said Noseworthy. In terms of what we're able to build this year, it's much more in scope of Rise of Iron or Rise of Iron Plus. Let me stop for a second here and chime in. What did you guys think of Rise of Iron? Sound off in the comment section. I personally loved Rise of Iron. Yes, the story missions were really short, and it was only about 5, I think. But overall, what they added to the game I thought was amazing. The new social space, the Iron Temple, the artifacts, those were awesome. The Archon's Forge, that new activity we could do over in the Plaguelands, that was awesome. The raid, Wrath of the Machine, the weapons that came along with Wrath of the Machine. Even the Iron Banner post Rise of Iron, all the weapons, Clever Dragon, the machine guns, the Silver Red Dread, I think it was called, all that stuff was epic. What did you guys think of Rise of Iron? Moving along with the article, Polygon pretty much summarizes what I just said. Rise of Iron was the follow-up expansion to the original Destiny's Taken King. Like Shadowkeep, Rise of Iron didn't offer new supers or a new enemy type. Instead, it focused on keeping players busy with a new location, raid, and exotic quests. Shadowkeep looks like to be doing something similar, but with a few bonuses. Polygon later asked Bungie about more returning planets from the original Destiny. Noseworthy and Smith didn't refute any possibilities, but said there are technical limitations to adding more and more to Destiny 2. The studio has to pick their battles. Destiny 2 is a huge game, said Noseworthy. We mean in terms of scope of the game, that complexity, but also just the amount of space we take up on people's hard drives. Noseworthy went on to say that Bungie can't really just grow the game infinitely forever. And that's why I've said in a number of videos that, yeah, I think we're gonna get a Destiny 3. It more than likely is going to involve the Darkness and the Pyramid ships, and probably a lot of those rumors we heard about Destiny 3, they're going to be true. They just can't keep adding on to Destiny 2 over and over, because if we think about it, yeah, PC, you guys can handle it, but console plebs like myself, I don't think our PS4 Pros or our Xboxes can handle that stuff. Back to the article. Like all developers, Bungie is under hardware constraints. The more locations the studio adds to Destiny 2, the bigger the barrier to entry is for players. At Forsaken's launch, Destiny 2 took up 104 gigabytes on PlayStation 4. Actually, TimeSplitter was saying in our DM, he was like, I don't think that's right. He was saying pretty sure that it was around 80 to 90 gigabytes, and actually, I don't even remember. What was it? Let me know in the comment section. Was it 104 or was it more like 80 or 90 gigs? Continuing on with the article, if players only have a 500 gigabyte hard drive, that limits their storage to just 4 Destiny 2 sized games at once. But as that number grows, likely with Shadowkeep, players have less and less room for other games. Now, I made a full video on how to speed up Destiny 2 by adding a SSD drive to your PlayStation 4, and I'm sure it will work for Xbox. I would highly recommend it. I picked it up for about $100, and once again, shout out to TimeSplitter01. He just linked me this great Samsung that I think was on sale from Amazon, and it's been the best thing I've ever done for my PlayStation 4. I put a whole bunch of games on that SSD, and it makes loading into destinations, it makes loading into strikes extremely fast. I find many sometimes if I'm playing strikes by myself, I will load into the strikes earlier than the other two players, and then I'm off and running, and they're trying to catch up with me because I'm just going ahead forward and wasting everything in my path, depending on which strike it was. All right, moving along with this article here. As we move forward into the next generation of consoles, and as global internet speeds improve, this issue will likely diminish. After all, the massive hard drive requirements of the Xbox 360 era would have seemed impossible in the 8-megabyte memory card days of the PlayStation 2. But game sizes are also increasing, so it'll be interesting to see which one wins out. For now, Destiny 2 fans shouldn't hold out hope that every expansion will be the size of Forsaken, or that every original location in the original Destiny will eventually return in the sequel. As for what the future holds beyond Destiny 2, Bungie remains quiet. So, my opinion and speculation right now is we're going to get the moon, and that's going to be our final destination. They said a few times in interviews that the moon that we're getting back from Destiny 1 is going to be double the size. So, they're pretty much, I think they're going to just keep adding activities onto the moon, and then in 2020, in that September, more than likely we will have Destiny 3, and who knows, we'll more than likely have the next generation of consoles. And I'm real curious to see how the consoles will fare, and also what's going to be the sizes, what's going to be the speeds, will we get 60 frames per second, and so forth. All right, so I hope you found this video enjoyable. If you did, a like rating is very much appreciated. Leave me a good old hashtag made it to the end if you did make it to the end, and do me a favor, drop a like in this video only if you see fit. Follow me on Twitter at Mesa Sean. Check out my stream, usually always on YouTube, and that's it. I am out of here like Vladimir.